We see a tiny, tiny, tiny little sliver of what really is the real universe. And we pretend, therefore, that's the universe. No, that's actually 0.02% of the universe. In just our universe, we can see more stars than there are grains of sand in all the beaches in all the world. That is the realness of the human experience. But because we live in this little narrowly defined where we can only perceive a little bit, we're always trying to squeeze Mother Nature into a little box that we've created. Mother Nature doesn't operate that way. She doesn't need to be confined to a box. We're the ones living in a box. We just don't realize we do it to ourselves.
You live here, on this tiny spinning sphere called Earth. Everything you've ever known, every memory, every piece of history has occurred right here. Yet Earth is just the beginning of a story that stretches far beyond our comprehension. Today, let's take a journey to explore just how incomprehensibly vast the universe truly is. Buckle up, because it's going to blow your mind. Zooming out, the moon and beyond. We have to start somewhere. Might as well start with the moon, which is Earth's only natural neighbor. That lies quite close, for one may notice the object in the night sky. Yet it is not as near as one may think. Moon, being the closest celestial body to the planet, lies about an average distance of 384,400 kilometers. In other words, you can fit 30 Earths in the space between the Earth and the Moon. At a speed of 100 kilometers per hour, imagine it would take you more than 160 days on the road without sleep to get there. Even at this great distance, humanity has conquered space. Among all of our accomplishments, 12 of our astronauts have been able to set foot on the Moon. Looking at Earth from the Moon, that great rich planet seems to be an indistinct blue bubble floating in emptiness. How long does it take for a message to transport from the Earth to the Moon? In case it has to do with the speed of light, about 2.5 seconds. However, they are only just getting started with the Moon. Now let's focus on the planet at our doorstep, Mars. The average distance of Mars from the planet Earth equals 225 million kilometers. The furthest, 401 million kilometers away. When a human is on Mars, they are able to look up to the sky and only see Earth as a small pixel-like object. Radio contact with the Earth would be delayed. For instance, it would take roughly 20 minutes for a signal to be sent and a reply received. Putting a human on Mars would be a giant step further, since Mars is about 1,000 times farther from Earth than the Moon is. The Voyager probes and the outer solar system. Now let's go even further and delve into the existence of a device that is farther from our planet than anything people have ever created. Voyager 1. Voyager 1 was released in 1977, and it is now over 23 billion kilometers from us. With a relative velocity of 17 kilometers per second, this comet will take another 3,000 years to escape the sun's pull. Voyager 1 gave us one of the most humbling images ever taken, the pale blue dot. In this photo, our planet is represented by a small dot surrounded by the rays of the sun. Carl Sagan eloquently described it. That's here, that's home, that's us. But even considering that Voyager 1 has come a ton of light years, it is still a mere 18.7 light years away. Let's keep going. The nearest stars and the Milky Way. After the solar system, the next is Interstellar, and it can be seen that these bubbles or ionic structures are favoring larger interstellar diffraction structures. The next door neighbor is Proxima Centauri, which can be as close as 4.24 light years. A light year is the number of light years, or the distance in which light traveling through vacuum can go in 1 year, or it is equal to 94 and 46 trillion kilometers. To clarify this to you, it would take Voyager 1, it would take 70,000 years to travel to Proxima Centauri. If one would attempt to drive a car at highway speed directly towards Proxima Centauri, it would take longer than the current age of the universe is older than 6. Widening the view a little, you go to the galactic level of the Milky Way, containing billions of stars and trillions of planets. The place that is home to our solar system also falls in the suburbs of this kind of galaxy, located about 27,000 light-years away from the center of this galaxy. It means you should be traveling at the speed of light. Then you may be thousands of years in crossing the Milky Way, the local group and superclusters. However, the Milky Way galaxy is only one of a number of these great systems. It is scientifically computed that the Milky Way galaxy is just one of these super systems. In this local group, we are estimated to be about 54 galaxies, and one of our closest neighbors is the Andromeda galaxy. The local group is 10 million light-years across, and at its base in galaxies orbit and interact in the dusk of cosmic waltz. Other than the local group, there is Virgo supercluster, which is a cluster of clusters of galaxies. The NIC structure is believed to be about 110 million light-years in size and contains several thousand galaxies. And yet the Virgo supercluster is merely a lobe of an even larger structure, the Laniakea supercluster. Laniakea is 500 million light-years wide and contains more than 100,000 galaxies, including ours, the Milky Way galaxy. Amazing is untrue itself. In Hawaiian, it means immense heaven, and yes, it does seem like a rather large place. The observable universe odds. Laniakea, you say? If you think that was a big space, prepare yourselves for this one. It really takes your breath away when we consider the expanses of the observable universe. The observable universe has a diameter of 93 billion light-years, and there are an estimated 2 trillion galaxies. In total, all those galaxies are home to more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of planet Earth. The universe that people speak of is not the one that extends as far as one can observe. It is much, much larger than that. Further outside this limit, light never had the possibility to get to us since the inception of the universe. What lies beyond? We don't know. It is possible there are as many stars, planets, and galaxies out there as there are ants, grains of sand, or specks of dust. The scale of stars and black holes. It will come as no surprise to most that stars can also vary greatly in terms of size in the observable universe. We're aware that our Sun is a relatively average star in size, and it would take 1.3 million Earths to fit into our star. Other stars are significantly bigger than the Sun. For instance, Betelgeuse, which is a red supergiant, which is several hundreds times larger than the Sun's size. But there are stars such as WOHG 64, which is even more massive than such hypergiants, and is 1,500 times wider than the Sun. If WOHG 64 were located in the solar system, it would prove almost as big as the orbit of Saturn. TON 618 is the biggest known black hole, and it really is a giant out there. It weighs 660 billion suns, and its size is over our solar system the whole. This giant engulfs matter like the galactic size and puts out light like no other celestial body in the known galaxy. What lies beyond? In the observable universe, stars differ in size to a very wide degree. The one star which reaches our home, the Sun, is a typical star of average size, and yet it could envelop 1,300,000 Earth-sized objects. The larger stars, red supergiant, for example, Betelgeuse, are hundreds of times bigger than the Sun. But there are hypergiants such as WOHG 64, and their size is more than 1.5 million times bigger than the size of the Sun. WOHG 64 would reach nearly to the orbit of the ringed planet, Saturn, if it could be relocated to our solar system. But even a star has a smaller size than the black hole black holes. Stellar mass black holes are made by the collapse of stars and weigh up to 100 solar masses. Other black holes are supermassive black holes, located at the center of galaxies. Black hole known as Sagittarius, a star which dwells in the center of the Milky Way, is almost 4 million times the mass of the Sun. TON 618, for instance, is the largest known black hole and is truly a behemoth. As for the gas giant, it weighs 66 billion suns and is as big as our solar system. This giant engulfs the galaxy's amount of matter and radiates so bright that all the stars in the galaxy pale in comparison. And with that, we leave you to ponder the infinite possibilities that lie beyond. The universe isn't just a destination. It's a journey filled with questions waiting to be answered and mysteries yet to be unraveled. Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop reaching for the stars.